You know, Hokulea is a living entity. It's a vital part of our lives in the islands. And Hokulea has been the pivotal artifact within Polynesia that's starting to bring everybody together.
The Outrigger hotels obviously have a connection with navigation and the ocean. So when they reached out to me, they wanted me to paint a mural in the lobby that embodied some of those navigational themes that they have in the hotel. I took the inspirational cues from them and just ran with it. I'm trying to portray a metaphorical canoe where it obviously has the essence of navigation, it has the essence of Hokulea, it has the same colored sails and similar amount of crew. But a lot of the canoe is left out of the painting, and the whole point is that although the essence of it is navigation and sailing, it is, in a sense, just a metaphor for our future generations, the legacy that they're carrying on, and the inspiration that they are given by past generations. So from left to right, first we have Hana Kakinami. She is a descendant of the Holt family, and one of her great-grandfathers was a famous author who was a big part of the Hawaiian Renaissance.
I grew up in the Hawaiian Renaissance, and my father, John Dominus Holt, was a main leader during the Hawaiian Renaissance. And it was really exciting to be a part of it and on the pulse of it. And it was beyond a renaissance. It was a rebirth of such scope. And then you just saw it in everything. You saw it in hula, you saw it in publishing, you saw it in language, you know, you saw it in people going to school and wanting to major in Hawaiian studies. And so it's really exciting. So they will forever be connected to a history. And I think it's important that they instill in their children and in everyone's lives that they touch stories of the Hawaii that was gone and is.
So Hana is actually hand lining a fish, a tuna, up from the back of the boat, and she's going to feed the whole crew with the fish that she's catching. To her right is Nova Hadar, my daughter, and she is holding the steering blade in her hand and essentially steering the canoe. The figure in the middle is Laiku, and he is the grandson of Bruce Blankenfeld, who's one of the famed navigators of Hokulea, and the brother-in-law of Nainoa Thompson, who's also the well-known navigator of Hokulea.
Voyaging that we've done over the last 47 years has been super positive. It's actually started a wellspring of possibilities and dreams, and you know, people are less afraid in the sense that they're more willing to step out and try to do things that they think will make a difference. But what it does with the navigation, it helps to create a foundation for me to teach the next guys, for them to be so much better than me, so they can teach the next guys to be so much better than all of us. We have a really rich history in the islands, you know, and whatever path you want to take, you know, that there is no limits to what you're able to do, what you can achieve. That's what voyaging represents. So if anything, all of these guys, whatever you want to do, it's there. It's there for the taking.
And Laiku is holding out his hand and measuring the sun in front of him. So that is a cue to the viewer that he's the navigator of the canoe and helping to figure out where they're going. So behind him is Steele Scott. Scott is the son of Kione Scott and Kira Downing. Kione's family is the famed Scott family who does Scott slippers, a well-known slipper staple in Hawaii. And his mother is from the Downing family, which is a well-known surfing family. And he is pulling the rope of one of the sails in front of him. So he's helping to open up one of the sails and help to power the canoe that way.
I saw the ins and outs of a family business and the passion and commitment it took for my grandfather and now my dad and my auntie to continue to run it. It's a labor of love. And now having been brought into Scott, Hawaii, another family business that's gonna celebrate 90 years next year, I just see the blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, surfboards and slippers, you kind of need both to live here, so I don't see either going away anytime soon. My future hope for my children and their future generations is that they can remain here in Hawaii, live here, do what they love, be able to practice cultural practices and traditions like surfing and canoe paddling, and be able to learn from the wisdom of our kupuna. So I'm just really grateful for what they've given us and the path that they've paved. And I just really hope that going forward, we can continue to do that and instill those values in our future generations.
And last but not least, on the very right is Kavena Kamakavivaole. Her father actually went to high school with me, Kila, he's a good friend, and his uncle was the famed Israel Kamakavivaole.
We was grown up with my uncle playing music, actually my cousin, but we called him uncle. It's been 25 years and people still know him or can hear his music till this day. Pretty much the foundation of what music is to me in Hawaiian. So I hope Kavena, she sings a lot. I'm hoping that she'll take that talent and I hope that she can push into the Hawaiian industry as far as singing and dancing hula. Trying to help us navigate through this lifetime now. It's a good journey. It's a rough journey, just like the oceans. It's never a straight sail.
She is not only entertaining the crew by playing the ukulele, but also, in a sense, is celebrating their arrival. So I wanted to depict how these young children, who obviously are not old enough to actually sail hokulea, but are going to be the torchbearers of the future generation, and how they are going to take the legacies of their ancestors and their families and the ideals of our current generation as parents, and how they're going to take that torch and sail the metaphorical hokulea into the future.
And I think that that's what's so special about Hawaii, because as Hawaiians, we gave the word aloha to the islands and to the world. And I just think that that energy is because of our ancestors. And if we continue to tell stories, it will only enrich the future generations to come.